Hey guys, so I'm back here with my 2012 Audi Q5. So yes, right now I'm recording on my phone because obviously I don't know if you guys saw the video. Basically, the camera that I bought it with microphone and everything. It was like a little creator package. It wasn't working. You know, Mrs. Wizard helped me to kind of see if it was something that I was doing wrong. It wasn't. I have like a bunch of video samples that came out terrible. It was just really unwatchable, very grainy. It wouldn't focus and stuff like that. Now the audio was great. But now, unfortunately, since I had to return it and I ordered something else that's coming in, which is a little bit of an audio, like a mic package that goes on the phone, plus a gimbal for the phone to make the shots a little bit more stable. You know, now I'm waiting for that. But for now, I'm gonna have to deal with the audio on this thing. And then today is super windy, like really bad. So all these exhaust fan flaps are like going off like an orchestra, okay? So today is gonna be, you know, a bonus video. Just kind of cleaning up a little bit, making it look good. It's not going to be anything crazy, anything fancy, but we're definitely going to inspect the turbo, and we're going to also look at the cat, see if there's any pieces or anything in there that, you know, we need to remove, or even if the cat is damaged, you know. It could be a pretty expensive bill right there. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I already got the parts washer warmed up and ready for like the valve cover and stuff like that, so let's get to it, okay? So yeah, real quick, little side note right here. So the head is actually going out to get rebuilt. We already contacted him. He's 100% on board. So all we got to do is just take it down there, get it rebuilt, and it's going to be ready to be put back on. Like I said, we got some parts. I did a little quick update on Twitter and on Instagram, if I remember correctly. So we got an oil filter, some new bolts, and then front main seal, and then the head gasket. And I think there's a few more things coming in. I'm not 100% sure. I got to double check on that. But yeah, mainly today it's just going to be cleaning. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start by throwing some things on the parts washer. Okay, so definitely impressed with how clean it came out. No dirt whatsoever. But now you gotta look at the plastic. Look at that. It looks, even the stickers survived. Look at that. But look how clean that looks. Just from like a parts washer, really. And this front cover, one of these timing covers with the front main seal. You know, no oil and stuff like that. And then obviously the heat shield for the turbo manifold. So yeah, looks pretty good. Actually, I almost forgot. These didn't really come out that well. But obviously they're kind of just flying around. They're not able to kind of get power washed like the other ones, right? So these I have a better idea for. I'm probably just gonna use some of that induction cleaner to get those clean, or brake clean, not sure what yet, but I'm gonna scrub them down, get those nice and clean. So now that we're back here, we're gonna do a lot of cleaning, especially on the sides, the front, top, pistons, and all that stuff. Now, before we get to that, I want to take a look at this turbo, and I want to take a look at this cat. So now it's a little, you know, it's going to be a little bit awkward with you guys, you know, kind of holding the camera, with a little mirror. So I've decided to use the endoscope, and I'm going to show you the images of what we see, and then I'll see what works best, right? So the valve looks like it burnt, like melted, and I think there's not many chunks of metal in the system. It doesn't look like it broke. It looks like more like it got, you know, like an acetylene torch or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll still take a look. Okay, so you got to see how tiny is this little guy. But as you can see, there's really no damage on it. I'll get a little closer shot here. But it spins. Let's see if I can kind of move it in and out. No? Well, that's good. That's good. So it looks pretty good. This is about as close as I can get to it. And the fins, there's no damage or anything like that, so I think we're good. No play, so I think we got some good luck here. So this is the cat. Look at that. It's super clean. Yeah, no metal pieces or anything like that stuck in there. Okay, so it looks like we had some good luck here. The turbo's good and the cat is good. Now, those would have definitely been a deal breaker if they were bad, because in all honesty, we don't want to go through the whole hassle of like replacing the one valve in the head, you know, getting it rebuilt and stuff like that, and then replacing a turbo, and then replacing a cat, or even, let's say, just find a long block that has a turbo, well, the turbo, because the cat's probably not going to be attached to it. You know, that would have been just too much hassle. In all honesty, this is just a little side project, see if we can fix it, and then maybe keeping it, maybe selling it. We're not sure yet, because, you know, I kind of like the car, but I don't know, we'll see, right? So other than that, we're just gonna keep cleaning, making it look good, since I'm still waiting on the head to be, you know, to be able to give it to the guy so he can rebuild it, so we can get it back and put it, you know, put it all back together. That's hopefully gonna be the last video on this series. I don't wanna, you know, milk this out. But yeah, definitely we're looking good so far. Okay, so we're right here at the timing chains. Well, I took most of the timing chains off, but some of them are still in there for the balancing shafts. Now, we're just gonna clean the whole surface here, you know? I still got oil in the crankcase. Main reason is any dirt or whatever that kind of falls into the oil, you know, that I can't prevent. When I drain the oil, all that stuff would be cleaned out for the most part, and then the filter will get whatever's left. Obviously, I'm not gonna be throwing dirt in there. I'm gonna be covering it up, but I usually like to leave the old oil that's in there. It's getting fresh oil anyway. Okay, so we're done getting the big pieces off. I just gotta run a quick Scotch-Brite pad just to clean it all off and wipe it all down. But we're pretty much done here. When it comes down to the side of the block and stuff like that, I'll probably just do that on the lift whenever it's running. Because my main focus, you know, my main concern with leaks is gonna be around this area right here, because, you know, really that's where all the leaks are coming from, just from those two covers. So we're gonna jump up into the cylinder area just to look at the piston, see if we can clean all that carbon off. And some of that dirt and stuff like that. I'll also get the vacuum in here in a minute. I got cylinder number 4, which was definitely the most carboned up cylinder. I got it soaking on some of combustion cleaner that we had laying around, seeing if it'll get rid of most of that carbon. But we'll see. You know, it looks like it's kind of doing something. You know, that stuff is pretty gnarly, so I don't want to touch it too much. Okay, so this is something that I want to show you guys real quick. So you see right here on these valve indentations on the pistons, they cut those out so the piston can go up higher, increasing compression without hitting the valve, obviously. So basically, if you look in there, you can see the carbon buildup. So what happens is it starts building carbon right there, and then it starts taking up the gap, valve comes down, hits the carbon, bends the valve. That's why some of the valves, even though they're not broken, they don't look damaged, they're bent. And it's because they hit the carbon right here. Now in our case, I don't know if the carbon broke the valve or just simply it's just a burnt out valve. But, you know, this is something that I learned just by just doing a little bit of research, and some other techs were talking about this. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so I got everything soaking right now. So right now I got some combustion cleaner right here in this magnet tray with all those intake router splitters or dividers, whatever you want to call them. And then the pistons, I have a rag soaked in the combustion cleaner, put it on top just to soften up all the carbon, get all the carbon right off those valve indentations in the pistons. And then the last thing is really this. I'm not gonna do much with this, just kind of replace the gasket, clean it up a little bit with some carbon cleaner, nothing crazy. I'm not gonna use that combustion cleaner on this. And then the tips of the injectors, I'm just gonna clean them up with the combustion cleaner. That'll be easy and quick, but there's not really much to do. Maybe, you know, clean off a little bit of dust off it, but maybe not. We'll see. You know, all this stuff is covered up by the by that, you know, I guess the beauty cover that goes on top of the engine. So I'm not too worried about that. Obviously I'll make sure that everything internally is fine. you know, make sure there's no dust or anything inside the actual intake. But I think we're looking really good on this. Okay, so I'm gonna end the video right here. Again, so sorry for all the terrible audio quality plus all the noise in here because of the wind, those flaps just going off. But you know, at least I got the video out for you guys, a little bonus video, which is actually a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. I was maybe expecting, you know, 5 minutes roughly, just a little something quick to kind of fill up the week for you guys. But it turned out to be much more, but I'm okay with that. Now, the intake. The intake, we got to replace a few things, those DI injector seals plus the intake gasket. Everything is soaking from the that lower combustion cleaner to soften up all the carbon. And then the most important thing, cylinder head. The cylinder head really needs to leave to the machine shop this week. I'm hoping that I can get it there this week. Because the sooner the better, we can get it back, slap it on, and get this car running. Okay, so I'm very excited to get this car running. Now, very two important wins here. Turbo and Cat are in great condition, so I'm happy about that because in all honesty, me and Wizard, we were not going to source those. If they were bad, they were bad. We would have just ended the project right here and cut our losses and just call it just a good, you know, just a good time, I guess. And we had fun. But again, those are good, so the project continues. Now, I'm hoping that the next video on this, let's say call it part 3, I guess, it's going to be this thing running. Okay, so we're going to clean it off, wash it off, obviously if it's running, and that'll be awesome. Okay, so definitely stay tuned, subscribe for that, so when that comes out. But again, I really appreciate you guys watching, commenting, and liking the videos. You know what I mean? Like it's the subscriber count has been growing, which is very, very cool. But I'm actually enjoying doing this, you know what I mean? I'm staying after work to just film videos because I think it's fun. So again, I really appreciate you guys watching, and definitely subscribe. And if you guys want, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. If you want, share the video with anybody who might be interested in this stuff. And again, I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.